Hi everyone, I'm Sarina Fazan. Thank you so much for joining us on the record, but it's not just on the record. We're super excited because today I'm actually kicking off my sub-series, and kicking off the sub-series that I love the most because for those who know me, they know I'm so in love with love. I'm kicking off Love in America, and oh my gosh, wait for it, wait for it. Who better than to kick it off, no pun intended, than my favorite kicker. You are my favorite kicker of all time.
Thank you very much.
Martín Gramática from the Buccaneers, and his beautiful wife, Ashlee. Oh my gosh, you inspire me. You inspire me to look better, act better, and exercise more. Thank you.
It kicks me into shape too, by the way.
Oh,
so yes.
love it. Love it. Oh my gosh, so thank you so much, guys, for being on the show. It means the world to me.
Well, thanks for having us.
So let's start, and let's start with present time. What are you guys doing now?
Well, I've been doing a lot. Staying busy with, I do the Spanish radio for the Buccaneers. I have my own prefab construction company and also coach my kids' soccer. So it's pretty much full-time, all day, every day.
And your kids are beautiful. You have 3 kids, right?
Yes.
And, okay, how old are the kids, Ashlee?
Nico is 15, Gaston is 13, and our little baby girl, Emmy, is 9.
Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. And I have to say, it's so funny. So when you guys walked in, and Beth, who is the senior producer, was putting on your microphone, she said, here's a woman that seriously should be photographed all the time or on camera all the time. But when we tried to find pictures of you, nothing. Out there, you'd like to be behind the scenes.
I do. I like Martine to be the face of our family, and I just kind of work a lot behind the scenes to make everything go.
She lets me be the face, but she, or no, she's the brains out of the operation.
Wait. Let me put this better. Martine's the head of the household, but I'm the neck.
Oh,
there you go. There you go.
I love it. I love it.
You can't argue on TV, so I'm going to let her slide.
And you guys have been married 16 years, you said,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So, okay, let's start with your love story because it's thanks to your brother, right? Does he get credit?
Well, yeah, absolutely have to give him credit. Well, I spotted her first.
Okay.
Oh, this is a good story.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to tell the whole story?
This is a good story.
Oh, yeah, you got to tell the whole story. You got to tell
So
the
I'm at a gas station.
Okay.
USF. The gas station's not there any longer. And I see her walk by and like, oh, I like what I see, you know. So I'm
Now let me ask you. This time too, you're playing for the Bucks.
Yes.
And you are Automatica Gramatica in full force at this point, right?
Those are my better days. Yes.
You're awesome, but I mean, like,
Yes.
so popular. Automatica Gramatica always. All right, so you're at a gas station.
Yes. So I spent a lot of time at USF because my brothers both played there. They were there a lot. So I see her, and then I tell Bill. I said, look, can you hook me up? Find out who she is. I think she plays tennis. He's like, oh, don't even waste your time with her. All she does is study. She doesn't talk to anybody. Don't waste your time. So it happened that he started dating Ashlee's roommate. Bill did. So It worked out perfect that we played doubles tennis one time, and then that's pretty much that's how I remember. I don't know. Maybe you could want to add to it or subtract from it.
That's so romantic. Are they still together, Bill and the roommate, or no?
No.
They're not. Because you never know. You got to ask that question. Can you imagine if that was the case too? Okay, so that's so interesting. So Bill, you said, so it was like, forget about it. She plays tennis and studies all the time. So was that your focus?
It was. Education was always. I wanted to go as far as I could. I didn't want any distractions. I was playing tennis and I just wanted to study. It really, honestly, Martín was my first boyfriend I ever had. That is
What's crazy
how...
is when we started dating, she had note cards, like a stack of note cards where she would study, right? And like make them herself. And I thought, like, if not even started dating, the first time we went out, I'm thinking, like, who's the idiot that's going to marry this girl? Because all she wants to do is study. So, I'm that idiot. But it worked out pretty good.
That is so sweet. So seriously, the first boyfriend?
Yes.
The first boyfriend you ever had, and you married him?
Yes.
How romantic. Can you get luckier than that?
I guess I'll kick my coverage. You're going to talk about football terms.
Oh my gosh, I know, I love it. And
No, but that's the word. See, the thing is, a lot of times that people say opposites attract, but we have a lot in common. But the big difference that was the education side. She was valedictorian in college and high school, where I barely went to class. So that's kind of where we differ. Besides that, we have a lot in common.
Wow, so you were the valedictorian in high school and in college.
Yes, like I said, I studied a lot. I didn't have any. I was very boring. Very boring.
Amazing, and you kept busy playing tennis, other than
Yes.
school, of course.
Correct.
So, all right. So, in a twist of fate,
Yes.
Bill happened to start dating your roommate. At the time.
Correct.
So, set up the. What did it take to set up the doubles?
Oh, you want to hear about the double date? It was amazing, the double date,
yes,
right?
Totally, absolutely. Mhm.
So Bill invited us over for a nice home-cooked meal. He was going to cook, steak and, everything. A great meal. And I walk in, and Martín is asleep on the couch and stays asleep for the entire night. So it was a date with Bill and his girlfriend the whole night. So I didn't even see Martín the whole night. He stayed asleep, and I didn't even get to talk to him at all. That's how our first date went.
Oh my gosh! And were you asleep because you were exhausted from the game, or what was going
Well,
on?
I was during the season, so I slept a lot. That was the thing. I needed to be rested, and rest was very important. If you talk to any athlete, rest is almost as important as nutrition and training. So, but the thing with me, if this was in the afternoon. When I fall asleep, you're not waking me up for at least 3 or 4 hours. And I get up really early, but the first 3 or 4 hours of sleep, I'm like a rock. You're not waking me up. So that's probably what happened. I didn't even know they were there.
Oh my gosh! So you didn't even talk to him?
No.
All right. So then, were you thinking? Did you know who he was at this time? Or
I did, but I didn't realize who he really was. Like I knew of him, but I didn't know that he was the kicker. I wasn't involved in all that. I wasn't from Tampa. I was originally from West Virginia, so I had just come down to go to college down here. So I didn't really know what all the hype, I guess, was about him.
And how famous he truly was at the time. And it still is. I'm not saying, but at that time, I mean, the city was going crazy.
Crazy. And I was like, look, he's making me not study one night. This better be good. And it was not good.
So then what happened? Why did you give him the second chance?
Because he's like, let me make it up to you. Let's go play some tennis.
He said that. Martín said that.
He called and was like, let me make it up. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give you one more try.
So then you go.
The tennis game was so good.
It was amazing. And then we just kind of hit it off.
Really?
We were just, I don't know. He had me from that day.
That's
he
so
did.
romantic.
I think it's our values. We obviously families are very important to us. And like I said, we had so much in common. Where she loves sports, I love sports. The one thing that a lot of people ask is like, why are you both here when we take our kids to a game or a practice? Because usually the parents rotate. You take them one night, I take them the next because I have stuff to do. We want to be at our kids' games or our kids' practice pretty much every night. So that's one of the things. We have so much in common that I think we hit it off right away.
Yeah.
And so after that game, then, how old were you at the time?
20.
20s. How old were you at the time?
25.
25. So after that, it was pretty much exclusive or all the time, or
Yeah, we spent a lot of time together,
yes, yeah.
a lot of time, and he always, from the moment, he's like, look, we started to get serious, and he goes, I'm going to tell you one rule, you got to love my family more than you love me, and if you can do that, you have me. And so he made it a point to make sure that I put his brothers first, and that was really important to him and his mom. So I knew I had a good guy. I knew that he put his brothers over himself, and so I knew he was going to make a good husband.
But it wasn't easy though for Ashlee because I'm the oldest, and my mom wasn't the easiest to work at first. So it was hard at the beginning, but I think throughout the years, other times when you start dating and you're a professional athlete, they think, oh, she just wants you for this or that, and it's the total opposite. I've been taken advantage by other people that are not her. So it worked out really good.
And I think culturally too. I mean, you have a Spanish mom,
very protective,
firstborn. So it took a lot of work.
And the fame that he had for
Correct.
sure. So speaking of that, what was that like at that time too? Did you feel? I'm sure Martín, you made her feel very protected and loved. But a lot of times when you do date a professional athlete and they are so popular and everybody's talking to them, everybody feels that they know him and they don't, right?
Oh, yes.
What was that? How hard was that for you, or was it?
I mean, it was hard, but back then there was no social media, so I don't know how wives and mothers and children do it today when they deal with a father that's a professional or even a mother that's a professional athlete. Back then it was just media or TV or radio that would say things. So I don't know if I would have been able to deal with it now. It would have been so much harder. With the social media, but it's hard because people say things and they don't know him.
Right, exactly.
They don't.
You know,
they make comments and they hurt. But you just kind of have to just brush it off and say.
One thing I think we kind of learned it together, is if they don't know you, who cares what they say? You know, and that's the way we look at it now. Because I coach youth soccer now, and there's people talking and that, and it doesn't. There's a lot of the families that you hear what they said about you. Or hear. I play professional sports. Trust me, I've heard it all.
Yes.
What a parent on a soccer team that doesn't even know me. The only thing that I care about is that the kids that I coach and the families that I coach respect what I do and love what I do. And if they're happy with me, that's all that matters. And the same thing, with words. They're just comments, words, and as long as we have a good relationship and our kids are taken care of, I could care less what people say. Obviously, you don't like it. But if they don't know you, if somebody knows me and then they say something mean, then you can say, okay, I may have done something wrong. But if somebody that doesn't know you, it's not a big deal.
Right, and that's a good thing to teach our kids, especially too. Is unless they know you, and then you should talk about it if they know you. You know, did you go then, Ashlee? At this time, did you guys meet the year that they won the Super Bowl? I'm trying to do my math.
No, we met in 2000, so a couple years prior.
Okay.
So it was Martin's second year with the Bucks that we met.
Okay, because there's so much to talk about. We're going to go to a commercial break because, of course, we have to find out about the engagement, like how you proposed.
Oh, geez, I don't know if you want to hear about that.
Are you kidding?
I failed that one.
No, oh my God.
Can we skip that part?
No way. So stick with us, everybody. We'll be right back.
You use maps for travel, but did you know there's mapping for your skin? It's called Visia Skin Analysis.
Above average, that's pretty good.
Here's why I used it at South Tampa Dermatology. It scans your skin for sun damage and wrinkles. You can see how your skin compares with others in your age group. Why is this important?
So here's what we'll do.
It can target a treatment program to meet your needs and save your skin over time. Another reason why I rely on the dream team at South Tampa Dermatology.
That's a different.
Oh gosh, we're back on the air. This is what I love. Like we're sitting here talking during the commercial break,
I'm
and
trying
then
to
we're
fix
back
my
on the
shirt, thinking that we're just like waiting.
We're back on the air. We're back on the air. Okay, all right. If you guys heard right before we went to the break, Martín said that he failed the engagement. But at this point, how long had you guys dated? 2 years you were with the Bucks at this point. You were still in college, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how long did you date before?
Well, I knew I wanted to propose to her a lot longer, but 5 years. We dated 5 years.
Oh, but Martín, okay, speaking of that, they do say that men know pretty quickly if that's the girl. Is that true? I
did, yes. The thing is, with my family, not being so helpful, I guess I would put it. Is that a nice way to put it? I just delayed it. And then not only did I delay it, I ruined the proposal. It was awful. So, but the good thing is, we started at the bottom, so it's only going to get better. It only got better. So.
That's the best way to put it. Are you going to share what happened with the proposal?
You can start, and I'll interject in.
I'm going to miss a lot of the good stuff, so I'm sure you're going to add to that.
But go ahead.
Well, first of all, I had Santiago set up the. We're going to go to a restaurant. What's the restaurant?
Armani's.
Armani's. Okay, the rooftop.
Yeah, so romantic.
But I didn't want her to know that it was an engagement, so I said, just say it's an anniversary. So just tell that when you make the reservation. So I didn't know when you say that, they give you a complimentary cake, and they kept bringing us like complimentary happy anniversary things, and I'm like, oh man, this is not going right. And I just didn't. And then I felt like everybody's staring at me, So and then they congratulations on the anniversary. So I'm thinking like, I can't do it here, like in the middle of the restaurant.
This was also it was during preseason.
Okay.
And Martín had kicked I think it was like a 58-yarder.
Oh, that was against Cleveland.
Against Cleveland. So everybody was coming up to the table. Congratulations, what a great kick, all this stuff. And I could just see Martín like the whole time, just not himself, just like, fumbling over his words. And the dinner was just kind of blah, nothing. And so we get up, you get the bill.
So I get the bill, I pay, at Cap University, I pay, I'm like, I'm out of here. And I start stressing, right? I'm like, when do I do it? Do I do it in the hallway? Do I do it on the way? So I'm gonna let you finish because it's really bad. It's like for a Love in America story, the engagement is a total failure.
This is why Love in America is so fun. This is why it's so fun.
So we get in the car, right? And he starts to drive around the parking lot in circles. In circles. And he just slams on the brakes and he goes, you know what? I brought you here for this. Boom. And slams down the ring on the center console. I go, he's like, this is for you. Take it. I'm like, okay, all right, great. But, he gives me a big but. He goes, but Santiago has a game on Saturday, because I told you it was Friday night, and we can't stress out my family, so no one can know about this, because Santiago has a very important game, and I don't want him stressed.
See, I forgot that part.
Oh
my gosh. So no one can know. I go, okay, babe.
This is supposed to be the happiest?
I have not gotten will you marry me?
Okay, so still
No, I'm still waiting.
We renewed our vows, 10 years.
10 years, I still haven't gotten will you marry me. This is yours.
Well, I was getting a lot of pressure and stress from my family, and I didn't know how to do it or how to deal with it, so it was a really stressful time in our lives. Especially you're young at the time, and knowing what I know now, I would have put my family aside and done it the right way. But at the time, I just didn't know any better.
When you talk about pressure from the family and stress from the family, was it, of course, this the heritage, right? The protected mom and all that too?
Yeah.
Craziness too, though.
No, but it is.
She's going to defend them a little bit more.
It is cultural.
It's cultural, but also I don't speak to my dad. I haven't spoken to him for a long time now, just because the things that I saw as a kid, I don't want my kids to witness. So there's certain times when you're abused as a kid, or your mom's abused, and you witness that your whole life. I don't want my kids seeing that. So either break the link and start over and do it the right way or the way it should be, or you keep the same process. And I didn't want to keep the same process. But I did feel a lot of pressure from them at the beginning, it just wasn't comfortable and wasn't right. So I had to put my foot down and say, look, this is my wife, we're going to get married, this is where it's going to be. And it took a while, and it wasn't easy, but I had to do it.
Absolutely, and look, you guys have true love,
Yes.
Right? I mean, true love is worth it. I know it can be very hard sometimes, and there are obstacles, but to go through that. So when did you finally get, will you marry me?
She still hasn't got it. She just said it. I think she wants me to say it now, but I don't think it. I think it's gonna be awkward to say it now.
No. He's done good. He's made up for it over the years.
So after you got engaged, so then you finally announced it to the family.
Yes.
How long were you in?
Yes.
We can move on.
Yes.
To engagement. Can we move to happier times? Okay.
So the wedding, how long did you guys stay engaged before you got married?
About 2 years.
About 2 years. Did you have the wedding of your dreams, or was the wedding everything you pictured?
Martín was what I pictured. Oh. So no, the wedding was not what I pictured, but at the end of the day, I'm marrying the man of my dreams, and so all the other stuff can go aside.
Did you guys get married here?
Yes. Monsignor Higgins married us.
Oh gosh, bless his heart, rest his soul too.
The most amazing
man. We love him.
Yes.
Love him. That is so sweet.
I knew he had to do it because he was our team priest, for the Bucks, and did the mass for us every Saturday night, and I knew he had to do it. So that was my only. I could care less, about anything else. I said Monsignor has to marry us. Besides that, you choose everything else.
That's so wonderful. So as a couple, what advice because clearly you're a very loving couple. It's so sweet. Your first boyfriend, you marry.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. As a couple, what advice would you have for people out there that aren't married yet? And I guess let's start. Do you believe in true love?
I do, but I do think you have to work at it, because if you're faced with obstacles, you can't just walk away. Just say, oh, it wasn't my one. Like, I knew Martín was my one, but I had to fight for him. So, I mean, as advice, morals, find someone that you have the same morals with, because that keeps you going when things get tough, right? And respect. Like, I would never speak down to Martín in front of people. I would never argue in public, and Martín wouldn't do that to me. Like, I think that you have to show people outside. I just think you have to honor each other, not belittle them or argue in front of people. It's one of my hugest pet peeves with couples in general.
No, I think that's great. I mean, I think that's great advice, because if you love someone so much and respect them so much, why in public would you
put them down?
Yeah, put them down. I mean, why?
Right.
How about you, Martín?
Well, definitely, you want to be with somebody you want to spend time with, and you want to enjoy time with. The thing that I don't understand, like, that's why I don't play golf. if you're a father and a husband and you play golf all the time, then you're not with your family. So that's you just want to spend time, and like Ashlee said, it's not always easy, but if you don't quit and keep working at it, because we've had issues. We not like marital, but we have family issues. We have things that if we could just say, I'm gonna go my way, you go your way, and then we'll eliminate those type of outside issues. But you stick together and you get stronger with that. So that's the thing. If you find a partner where you get stronger with adversity, that's the right partner, and that's what we've done. We've had our times, but we keep growing together. So I think that's what makes us stronger.
I know that is so sweet and so heartfelt, and it's true. Anybody that says their marriage is perfect, you know that their marriage is not perfect. There's probably more issues than they're talking about, because it is work, and it's building a life together. So, Martín, I'd like to invite you back on the show, honestly, to talk one day though about all the adversity you went through with your dad, and I mean that.
How long's the show?
That is commendable. I know, right? That's what we have to do another show.
That could be a whole series, but
yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that is honestly because you have to get out of that circle somehow, and you have to make the decision.
I didn't realize it. You don't, because when you're in that environment, you don't know that's not the norm, and you think that that's just the way life is. But once I had my kids, I'm like, how can you love someone so much and do the things that were done to me? You can't. There's no way I could ever raise my hand at my kids. And yes, do we discipline? Are we very strict? Yes, but the things so that's when I realized I got to put a stop to this, and the stop was just eliminating him out of our life. If not, he was never going to change. That was never going to change. And he told it. He's always would tell us that, I'm an adult, I'm never going to change. So if you're never going to change, then I have to do something about it, which was, separate myself from it. So, but my kids is what opened my eyes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what a huge step, right, to do that. And again, your kids, when you were talking about how sweet it is, how you both go to everything, everything. In this day and age, and I'm glad, seriously, can you imagine social media when you guys started?
No, I can't do it.
No, for our kids, I honestly, I feel so, and especially if you're a celebrity of any sort. Just talk about, like, as parents, what advice do you have as parents?
Spend as much time as you can with your kids. Put your life aside. You will get your life back, when they're off to college, and you can do your own goals then, what you set for yourself. But enjoy it. It's a ride, and it goes fast. I can't believe that we're sitting here and I have a 16-year-old soon-to-be driver. And it's like, where did the time go? And, everybody says that, but to really say, okay, I'm going to make an effort to spend every single time, all the time that I can with them, that's the best advice I could give.
No, absolutely. We look at it, and that's why I hate my iPhone, because the memories, they pop up.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe how much they've grown.
Yeah.
Because you see the little baby pictures, and you don't get those days back. So that's like Ashlee said, we put our careers, our goals aside until they're done. And when they're gone and they're doing their thing, then we'll figure it out then. But I don't want to take a job or go do something where I can't spend every weekend with them. That's why I started coaching soccer. I love soccer, but I love spending time with my kids. So that was a way to spend every weekend together. Monday through Thursday we practice. I'm there with them, so we're there with them. So spending time, because like I said, I can't believe he'll be driving in 4 months. It's like unbelievable how fast it goes. So spend as much time as you can with them. We'll figure out a time later for us
Yes.
after they grow up.
Yes.
That's why we love the Buccaneer trips. You know, they take us on a couple trips every year. That's our alone trip. I told the kids, I said, that's the one you guys cannot go to. You can go to the home games, not the away games.
Oh, so sweet. So sweet. And Martin, so you have a podcast as well, right?
Yes.
So where can people listen to your podcast?
It's called the Bucks Cast, and it's we do, Carlos and I, the play-by-play. I do the Spanish radio for the Bucks, so we do a pregame and a postgame every week, and everywhere, you know, Spotify, YouTube, iHeart, podcast, anywhere that podcasts are out, they can listen to the podcast.
So we encourage people to do that. And are there any other charities or anything that you guys like to support?
Well, we have the Gramatica Family Foundation, which we started a few years ago. Well, I started when I was playing, and we did a lot of work with the Shriners Hospital. Now we kind of revamped it to, we do a lot of stuff with veterans, so combat wounded veterans, we're building homes for them. Now we're doing more as far as like remodels, handicap accessible homes, wheelchair ramp, whatever handicap, you know, veterans need as far as accessibility. We do that with our foundation. So that's kind of the biggest focus. And then, you know, I play a few charity golf tournaments, and I'm the worst golfer out there. But, you know, Mike Allstott invites me all the time. I just did one for a buddy, Froggy in Jacksonville. So those type of charities we do, but our own charity focuses on veterans.
I added the Gramatica Family Foundation to this article too, so people can go on there and learn more about your foundation. But seriously, it's people like you that make this community so much better, and we're so blessed. And it's all about love.
It is.
Well, we have the perfect role model in town. We all learn from Coach Dungy. You know, coming to Tampa, having Coach Dungy set that standard of us being better off the field than on the field, because that's what he wanted. I mean, obviously, he wanted us to win. We wanted to win games, but he wanted us to be good people off the field. And he had, that was by far the best locker room I've ever was in, just because of the quality of people that he was bringing in.
You know, I love that you said that, because I feel the exact same way. And so I'll share a quick story before we wrap up the show. When Coach Dungy, when he left, you know, and I know it can be very difficult, right? But it was very public, not done in the nicest way, I didn't think. And so I asked the coach, I said, Coach, aren't you angry with the Glazers? And he said, not at all. I'm thankful that they gave me all these years of experience. That story helped me in my life personally.
Right.
So when you guys won the Buccaneers, you know, however, at the Super Bowl, a lot of people thought it was Coach
Dungy's team. Absolutely.
I ripped out every article. I found every article that I could, and I mailed it to the Indianapolis Colts, not knowing if he would ever receive it. And I wrote him a letter, and I said, Coach, you know, I, like so many people in the community, I feel this was your team. No offense, John Gruden. So he walked up to me at a charity event. He and Lauren walked up, and he gave me a hug, and he said, I received that letter. And he said it meant the world to me, with all the clippings.
That's amazing.
That is a great story.
And I've always admired him. And he's going to be on Love in America. So he and Lauren,
There you
here. But Martín and Ashlee Gramática got to kick it off.
Well, just like our engagement, you know, you're going up from here.
You guys are awesome. I loved having you on. Thank you so much again. For me, it was such a personal honor for you to be here, and honestly, to kick off the series means everything, and it's on Thanksgiving week. I mean, so I'm thankful to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
We had a great time. It was really easy.
Very
you didn't put me on the spot, so besides that, so we're good.
Please share this podcast. Like we put this up, you know, and then we're adding things to it. So, but thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and we really appreciate it. And who knows, we're putting this out in the universe. Maybe Martín Gramática and Ashlee too will be on the network. Wouldn't it be so cool? We can have your show on my network.
Let me know.
It sounds so strange, my network. Am I living in La La Land? Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and thanks for watching.